Good morning. Today I am going to do a seated sequence followed by a standing sequence. So you can do either or both, whatever suits your body today. So enjoy and let's get started. Sitting nice and tall, spine long, feet hip distance apart. It's a lovely day out there, a bit windy, so I've had to do it outside, but lovely and warm nonetheless, which is very good. Okay, here we go. Breathing in, reach the arms up. Exhale, hands come down in front of the heart. Good, and again. Inhale, reaching up. Exhale, palms go out to the sides and down. And then straight up the middle, breathing in, reaching up, looking up towards your thumbs, really giving the neck a nice stretch. Good, and then bringing the hands down in front of the heart. Good, and then we take them back up again, shoulder width apart, and then reach. So one arm reaches, doesn't matter which, and then the other one, but you're really getting lots of stretch from the hip out through the fingertips. And then going from side to side, reaching, good. Two more. One each side, there we go, and then slowly bringing the arms down, little flamenco through the wrists, and then when you get halfway, turning the flamenco the other way, getting those wrists moving, good. And then just take the hands out in front of you and playing the piano, get those fingers moving, including those thumbs, don't forget the thumbs. And then turning the palms upwards, same thing, really moving those fingers. Good, and then shake it out. Good, lovely, really nice. And then go wide with your feet, one hand on each thigh, and then just come up onto your toes. Let's just stretch into the calf muscles. And then exhale, heels come down, and then lift the toes. And then once more each way, up on the toes. And then down, and then lifting the toes. And then bringing it down, good. And then into our lovely cat-cow. So sliding the hands in towards the hip crease, chest opens wide. Nice deep breath in. Exhale, round the back, leaning back slightly, not forward. Keep your middle and upper back going back behind you. Belly in, chin to chest. Good. And then we go the other way. Inhale, show you from the side. Inhale, little arch in the lower back. Exhale, round, really draw everything in towards the center, wake up those abdominal muscles, good, and again, inhale, I'll come back to the center here, deep breaths, exhale, squeeze the belly to the spine, good, one more, inhale, and exhale, and then back to center. Lovely, keep the feet where they are, sitting nice and tall. Turn the fingers inside the thighs and the thumbs outside. Take a breath in. And then as you exhale, drop that right shoulder down towards the center with that left elbow going out to the side. Good, you should feel a nice stretch along the lower back. Inhale, come back to center, other side. Left elbow drops, nice stretch from the lower back. And then back up to center, once more each way. Right shoulder drops, inhale, center, sitting tall, and then exhale, other side, and then back up, and then this time, right arm reaches across the body towards the left, and then bring it back. So you're feeling the stretch all the way from the hip to the fingers, from the left arm, reaching across from the left hip to the left fingers. Bring it back once more each side, reaching across, and then back, and then the other side, reach, and then bring it back, good. And then we're going to do that same reach, but this time we're going to take it across the front, so like sweeping across the horizon to the other side, to the right, and then bringing it down, good. And then left arm reaches, and then we sweep it across the horizon to the left, and then bring it down, really nice. And then take a nice deep breath in, reach both arms up, and then flamenco it again. Keeping those wrists nice and healthy, turn the flamenco when you get halfway. lovely. And then bring your feet back in, hip distance apart. Good. Sitting nice and tall. Take a breath, breathe in. See how your body's doing. Exhale. Good, lovely. And then interlock your fingers. Bring the hands up towards the heart. As you exhale, press the palms away. Get a nice stretch in those wrists. Good. Inhale, hands come back to the heart center. Relax the shoulders. Exhale, press away, this time with a little lean. So you're reaching forwards. And then inhale, take those hands up and over the head. And as you exhale, elbows go out to the sides into your cactus shape. So elbows in line with the shoulders if possible. Inhale wherever you are. Exhale, twist to the right. Little engagement in the abdominal muscles, especially if you've got lower back worries. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, twist to the left, squeezing out the spine. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, same thing, twist to the right, maybe add that right knee lifting. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, twisting to the left, maybe lift that left knee. Don't think you have to, don't feel you have to, you just do what's good for your body. Inhale, reach back to center. Exhale, bring the hands onto the thighs. Take a breath in. Exhale, fold it down, just as where is comfortable for you. You might stop halfway or you go all the way down. Let the head go. Inhale, come halfway, slide the hands up over the knees. Exhale, slide it back down. Inhale, come back up halfway. Nice deep breathing. Exhale, float it down. Inhale, slide yourself back up. You kind of have to engage a little bit here in the abdominal muscles to lift yourself back up. Reach the arms high. As you exhale, right arm drops down to the side. Take a little side tilt. Inhale, bring that right arm back up to center. Exhale, left arm drops down to the side. Inhale, that left arm lifts back up. And then as you exhale, slow flamenco. As you slowly bring those hands down, halfway, turning it the other way. And then slowly bring your hands back onto your legs. Take a breath in. And exhale. Great, lovely. Let's come to standing. So standing nice and tall. I'm just going to move my chair out of the way just for a moment. So standing nice and tall. Feet hip distance apart. Standing in your mountain pose. This is mountain pose. So feet as much as possible, hip distance apart. Nice long spine as always, just like we do when we're sitting. Crown of the head lifting. Good. We're going to do a little sun salutation here just to get the body moving on your feet. So breathing in, reaching the arms high. Exhale, right arm comes down, just like we just did. Actually, I'm going to move that chair a little bit more out of the way. Let's do that again. Inhale, reach out. Exhale, right arm down. Tilt to the right. Inhale, reach the arm up. Exhale, going the other way. Left arm down, right arm tilts over the head. Inhale, lift that left arm up. As you exhale, cactus the arms. Same thing as we did when we were sitting. Elbows out to the sides. Good. Inhale, reach back up. As you exhale, slowly bring the hands down the front of the body. Start to soften the knees. Hands go down the legs, and you just go as far as you can. So you might stop halfway, or you're going further down. Inhale, coming up halfway. So now we're all sliding our hands back up over the knees to the thighs. Exhale, float it back down. Inhale, right arm is going to go out to the side, palm facing down, so you're not sending the arm back behind you, straight out to the side. Exhale down. Inhale, same thing, left arm lifts, keeping that palm facing down. Exhale, bring it down. Inhale, keep those knees soft, slide yourself all the way up. Reach the arms up and over the head. As you exhale, bring the hands down in front of the heart, and then just a little turn to the right, bend your knees, and just a little lean forwards. It's like a little bow. And then inhale, come back to center, keeping the hands where they are. Exhale, little bow to the left. And then come back to center, slice the air with the fingers as they go straight up the middle. And then exhale, bring the arms behind you onto your lower back if possible. If not, they can just fly behind. Otherwise, you've got the hands on your lower back and you're going to open the chest. So from the side, it looks like this. You're opening the chest, little back bend. Take a breath in. And then as you exhale, bringing your hands back in front of the heart. Lovely, really nice. So that's your sun salutation. Really good to do in the morning if you can, or just before you go to bed. It's really good just to get everything stretched. Now, I'm going to take my chair. So have your chair on your right side if you can. So your right hip is facing the chair. Lovely. And then you're going to take your right toes and point them to the middle of the chair. And the left leg goes back behind with the left toes pointing forwards. And then, so you've got your right hand on the chair, you're going to bend into that right knee. So this is warrior two. So left toes pointing forward, right toes towards the middle of the chair. And then reach that left arm back behind you, standing nice and tall. And maybe, if you feel balanced, you release that right arm as well. So you've got arms in a T shape. So bending into that right knee, chest nice and open. And then as you breathe in, you're going to straighten that right leg, palms reach up above your head. And then as you exhale, you go back into that warrior two. This is Virabhadrasana 2. Arms in a T shape, bending into that right knee. And we go again. Inhale, straighten the front leg, palms reach above the head. And then exhale back into your warrior two. Relax those shoulders as you soften the arms down. Good. And again. Inhale, straighten the front leg, palms reach up. Exhale back into your warrior two. Hold here for one breath. Breathe in. Breathe out. Relax those shoulders. Left arm comes down onto your left leg. Right palm goes up. And you're going to see if you can lift that right arm up and over. You might not get all the way, that's fine. Otherwise, you're trying to stay bending in that front knee and a little stretch into that right side. Good. And then bring that right arm back to the right side. Left arm reaching out. So you're back in warrior two. Take a breath in. And then as you exhale, bring both hands to the chest. You're turning yourself around. And you're stepping your feet back, getting ready for downward dog. So you walk back as far as you can where the hips are above the heels. Little softness in the knees, little softness in the elbows, and then maybe drop the head so it's in line with the arms, and it should feel really lovely. You should get a lovely stretch in that lower back. Take a breath in. And then as you exhale, start to walk towards the chair, straightening up and come up onto your toes, really nice and high. This is upward facing dog. So we've gone from downward dog to upward facing dog. And what we want to do is have a go at balancing. So first of all, we're going to bring our heels down, lift the toes, stretch out the calf muscles, so leaning back. Then go back onto your toes, up high, stretch those feet and toes. Roll back onto your heels, lift your toes. And then this time we're going to stay. So you might not lift the heels quite so high, but see if you can lift the right arm. So we're not balancing quite yet. And then bring that right arm back. Left arm, nice stretch through the left side. And then now, maybe drop the heels even more, not all the way. Have a go at balancing. So you might lift one hand, you might lift two hands. You might be here. If you're feeling really strong in your balance, you can lift up even higher onto your toes. But if you're wobbly, just keep the heels quite low down towards the floor. Take a breath in. Try not to tense up too much. Breathe it out. And then slowly bring it all down. Good. And then do a little bit of marching. So hands to the chair, enough space between you and the chair so that you can really lift those knees nice and high. Good. And then we do the other side. So I'm going to take my chair to the other side. And then we start with our warrior two. So left toes point towards the middle of the chair, between the legs. And then the right leg goes back with the right toes pointing forwards. And then we bend into that left knee. Try not to let that left knee fall in towards the center. Try to keep it working so it stays above the ankle. And then we reach that right arm back behind. Left arm reaches. Warrior two here, shoulders peaceful. Good, and then as you breathe in, straighten the front leg, reach the palms to meet above the head. Nice deep breath in, exhale back into your warrior two, bending into that left leg, both arms drop, shoulder height, shoulders soft. Two more, inhale, reach, draw the belly in. Exhale, soften as you go down, relaxing those shoulders. Good, one more. Inhale, reach. Exhale, warrior two. Good, and now ready for our reverse warrior. So right arm goes down to the right leg, left palm turns up, and then we lift that left arm as high as is comfortable, maybe taking it all the way up and over. Nice side stretch through those right intercostal muscles between the ribs. Good, and then gently coming out of it, bring both hands now to the chair, ready for your downward dog. So you're walking the feet away, have the feet hip distance apart, and then go as far as you have to so that the hips end up above the ankles. Get my hair out of the way. And the elbows a little bit soft, knees a little bit soft, and then sink in and draw those hips back behind you. But keep a little softness in those knees. Don't lock those knees. A little softness. Stretch out the back. Take a breath in. And then slowly start to walk back up towards the chair, ready for upward facing dog. So lifting up onto your toes. And then rolling back on your heels, lift the toes. And then up onto your toes, and then back onto your heels. Good, and then this time staying on your toes, lift the left arm high, reach from left toes to left fingers, bring it down, and then we do the other side, right arm lifts, and then ready for your balance, lifting up, maybe lifting onto a finger or two. Maybe lifting one hand, maybe both. Wobble, wobble. Keep the hands near the chair if you feel very wobbly. Drop the heels if you're very, very wobbly. If you're feeling more confident, go up a little bit higher. And then slowly bring it down. Good, lovely. And then doing that marching nice and tall. Through the knees, lifting the knees nice and high. Good, lovely. And then coming to center. And then just going to move my chair out of the way again. You're going to go wide with your feet, with the toes pointing out, like we do when we're sitting in our goddess pose. So toes point out, feet quite wide. Take your arms out to the sides. Really reach those fingers away from each other. Good. Take a breath in. As you exhale, bend into your knees. Try not to let the knees fall in, tracking along the toes, and then hug a tree. So bring those fingertips in front. So from the side it looks like this. So the fingertips are touching in front. And then inhale, straighten the legs, arms go out to the sides again. And then as you exhale, right arm comes down, left arm lifts up and over. So we're doing that side stretch again. Inhale, bring the arms out to the sides, back to center. As you exhale, we're going to hug our tree. Knees out to the sides, little plie, fingers touch. Inhale, open the arms wide. Exhale, left arm down, right arm lifts up and over. Nice side stretch. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, hug a tree. Inhale, open. And then as you exhale, bring the arms down. Good, lovely. And then 5-pointed star. So the arms are going to reach high in a big V shape. Breathe in. And as you exhale, hands come down in front of the heart as you bend back into your lovely goddess legs. Good. 3 more. Inhale, 5-pointed star, reach wide. Exhale, hands come down in front of the heart. And again, reaching. Feel that the energy is coming from the heart center rather than from the shoulders and hips. So it's all coming out evenly through the fingers and the feet. Good. Let's do one more. So exhaling back into your goddess, and then inhale, open, spread across the chest. And then exhale, hands come down. Hold here, relax the shoulders. Take a breath in. Take a breath out. And then straightening the legs. Good. Relaxing the arms down. Bring the feet hip distance apart, standing in your mountain pose. See how that feels. Take a breath in and a breath out. Good. And then inhale, reach the arms high. Exhale, hands come down in front of the heart. Good. And again, inhale, reach high. This time, palms go out to the sides, arms come down. Good. And then straight up through the middle. Nice full breath in. And slow out breath. Slowly bringing the arms down, front of the heart, ready for the day ahead. It's lovely to have you. Don't forget to subscribe and leave a comment. I'd love to hear from you and anything that you'd like me to add to this channel. And don't forget to like it, and what else? Have a lovely day.